So welcome to our month of Life is Perfectly Imperfect. We are definitely great examples of that, right? Before I jump into Judgment to Authenticity, I wanted to stick with the theme this month that it is actually Women's History Month. And the topic of this year's Women's History Month is moving forward together. Women educating and inspiring generations, which celebrate the collective strength and influence of women in education, mentorship, and leadership. I bumped into, I was on the web and I was thinking, who do I want to bring? There's so many inspiring women in this world. Who I decided for the end of this month was someone that you might not have thought that I would, but she just jumped off the page at me. And that is the hardworking, talented, and inspiring Lucille Ball. We all know I Love Lucy, right? Yes. Yeah. So we know her as one of the most beloved comedians, particularly known for I Love Lucy. She started as a singer and a model, and in her younger years, when she really wanted to be a star, an actress, she was only 15 years old, and she talked her mom into enrolling her into the New York City Drama School. Well, despite her longing to make it on stage, Ball was just too nervous. She got up there and was tongue-tied. So she was tongue-tied by the other people that were there, people like Betty Davis, right? So what happened was the teachers wrote her mother a note and said, Lucy's wasting her time and ours. Can you believe that? She's too shy and reticent to put her best foot forward. So that's inspiring to me. Like sometimes in our younger years, we don't know that we're enough. We have everything that we already need here, right here, encoded in us. So you know that she would appear in 72 movies during her long career, including all kinds of films in the 1940s that gave her the unofficial title of the Queen of the B movies. But then she was introduced to this handsome Cuban band leader, Desi Arnaz, and that changed her history. So the title of the show indicated, I Love Lucy, that she was the star. While at times she would downplay her hard work, she was in control of everything. And if you've watched her life story, you know how in control she was. Yes, she could do physical comedy like nobody else. But she knew exactly what she was doing to bring those laughs. Her genius didn't go unrecognized. She got lots of awards. But what I want to say is that she did groundbreaking work for women in comedy. She influenced people like Mary Tyler Moore, Penny Marshall, Sybil Shepherd, and even Robin Williams. She's inspiring. And that's why when I bumped into her name, I said, yes, she's the one that I want to talk about. So in 1971, she became the first woman to receive an International Radio and Television Society's gold medal. You know she's had plenty of Emmys, and she's in the Television Hall of Fame. She's a remarkable woman and an inspiration. And someone that I grew up with, she babysat me after school. I Love Lucy reruns were what I did when I came home. She kept me company. She still makes me laugh when I see those reruns. On to Judgment to Authenticity. Okay. Reality check in real time. You heard the interchange about missing the announcement. Sorry, Irene. There's many people that run this place, not just me. And this was a big week getting ready for our annual meeting. I have no excuses. But did I judge myself? Do I lie to you guys? No, I had my moment of saying, I missed it. Now, I know we have flyers out there. I know that we are intending on marketing this thing and that it's going to happen for us and for that movie to be a full room. But I have to just be authentic and say, yeah, I missed it. And I had my moment where I said, there's something I missed. Am I good enough? But then we had that song. And I settled down with my breath. I came home to who I really am. Who I really am is that authentic me. To get vulnerable with you is how I show up as the authentic me. Because if I'm judging myself, I'm not my soulful, authentic me. If I'm judging someone else, then I'm not my soulful, authentic me. So, when we have opinions of ourselves and others, I believe that we do it without the proper information. We make assumptions. We don't have all the facts. We don't have the big picture. Sometimes I don't know what's going to be in my future, months away, years away. Because when I look backwards, I say, oh, that's why I did it that way, because that's what I needed to know. But sometimes in the moment, we don't know that. When judgment turns toxic, whether you're the victim or the perpetrator, judgment attaches to us deeply. It attaches to something or someone, something within ourselves that we don't particularly like or we don't want to see. I'm not the only one. I know that we all go through this. We've been speaking about this all month. The gifts of imperfection. I show up always doing the best that I can. And sometimes I miss the mark. We all do that. I'm sure even Lucille Ball did it, even though she was so brilliant at knowing how to bring this comedy to life. It happens for all of us. Eckhart Tolle said, anything you resent and strongly react to is also in you. Or, like Diane says, if you spot it, you got it. Isn't that true? So when I find myself going into that judgmental space, instead of saying, oh, here I go again, what I get to do is say, what do I need to know again? What do I need to remind myself of? How can I show up as my authentic self? Because like I said, if I'm judging in any way, shape, or form, not just me or other people, then I'm not being authentically me. Because authentically me is filled with love, is compassionate. From an Islamic writer named A. Helwa, God did not create us against all odds so that we could spend the precious gift of our life judging others or deciding who deserves mercy or forgiveness. We are called to compassionately advise others from a place of genuine love. That's how I want to live my life. That's who I want to be. So this judgment thing, I'm going to tell you this. It doesn't go away. What happens is you catch it. Like I caught it sitting there. I catch it. Okay, what am I going to do with this? I'm going to breathe through this and come home to my essential soulful self. because that's how I want to show up for myself and the world and my community. As we free ourselves from the chains of judgment, resentment, blaming, we can let go of some heavy, heavy baggage. Letting go of judgment of myself and others helps me live that divine love that is me. That divine love that is authentically me. Mother Teresa said, if you judge people, you have no time to love them. If you judge yourself, you have no time to love yourself. So again, it's not a beat up of yourself. Oh, here I go again. It's a, wait a minute. That's not who I want to be. That's not how I want to show up. I say, how can we truly love ourselves when we're judging others or ourselves? This is a question I ask myself when I feel hurt. Because I want to live this authentic life, I have to ask these questions of myself. Richard Rohr says, if you have forgiven yourself for being imperfect and falling, you can now do it for just about anybody else. Got to start here. If you have not done it for yourself, I'm afraid you will likely pass on your sadness, absurdity, judgment, and futility to others. It starts right here. It always does. It's the same thing I said about compassion. It starts here first. So the importance of authenticity, I've already said it, but Brene Brown says it in beautiful words. She says, authenticity is a daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. And that means, for me, showing up as I intend to be the loving presence, even when I miss the mark. She also said, authenticity is a collection of choices we have to make every single day. It's about the choice to show up and be real. The choice to be honest, the choice to let our true selves be seen. Are you willing to let your true self be seen? It's okay if you're not there yet. Start with the willingness to be willing and work from there. She also said, I try to make authenticity my number one goal. I go into a situation where I'm feeling vulnerable. If authenticity is my goal, I keep it real and I never regret it. Keep it real. So the importance of authenticity is first and foremost my choice for living my life even when it's hard. Believe you, in my career, I've had lots of hard moments. Being a manager for many years and now being a minister and a leader, I have hard moments. Rather than getting mad at myself for judging, I can use these moments as a trigger to make the choice to do my deep work. I choose to do the work, to be honest first with myself and then, of course, with others. Let's choose authenticity together. This means being real with each other, ourselves, communicating from a place of high consciousness and love. When I came on to this center the first year, with every team that I met, I talked about conscious communication and respectful communication. What I recognize now is that's something that has to be said not just the first year I was here, but every quarter at least, to remind myself and others that that's how we're here to be in community together. Because you all have been together a long time, some of you. You know, there's newer people in this room, and I'm so glad that you're here. And there's people that have been here for over 50 years. And what happens is we sometimes fall into this trap, to these habits, where if something's upsetting you, you talk to your friend about it rather than going to someone that can do something about it. I challenge you. Go to the person that is triggering you and take your responsibility. Hey, when you said this, it made me feel this way. Can we talk about it? That's how I want this community to be. Because I've been in lots of communities, work situations where no one ever went to the boss when there was a problem with the boss. They just talked to each other. And it just perpetuated it. And it made everybody in the room unhappy and grumpy instead of doing something about it. This is our opportunity to grow. It's my opportunity to grow. So let's do this together. Because I know who you are. You are all compassionate beings. You're pure light. Your energy, your love. You have unlimited potential to do what you're here to do on this planet. That's who we are. That's who I am. And we can do that together. I'm going to end this talk a little early because we have a lot of business to do in our meeting. But I wanted to end with this quote from the Talmud. When Aqaba was on his deathbed, he bemoaned to his rabbi that he felt like he was a failure. His rabbi moved closer and asked why, and Aqaba confessed. He did not live the same kind of life like Moses. The poor man began to cry, admitting he had feared God's judgment. At this, the rabbi leaned to his ear and whispered gently, God will not judge Aqaba for not being Moses. God will judge Aqaba for not being Aqaba. Let's be our true, authentic selves. I invite you to close your eyes and pray. So just taking in a nice deep breath. Starting with gratitude. Grateful for this amazing community. Grateful for our music program, for Raj and his team, for our hospitality folks, for all the people that come together to make these days happen every single Sunday, never missing a beat. Grateful that the doors are always open, that new people get to come through the doors and have the opportunity to transform their life. I'm grateful to know that there is only one power, one presence, one love, whether you call it God, Allah, Jehovah, the force, energy, spirit, oneness, universe, so many names and so many faces, and yet only one. This oneness that is in and through everything. It's in the musical notes that we hear, in the hum of the heater, in every leaf of every tree, in every sprout that's coming out to say, it's springtime. It's simply everywhere, every moment of every day, and knowing that that is the truth, I claim and know that I am one and the same as the one. Everything that I speak from, that comes out of my mouth, that I touch, that I step into, is that of the one, the expression of the one. And I know the same is true for everyone within earshot of this prayer. That you are one and the same as this power, presence, oneness. It is unlimited potential. It is, we are, I am, always, always enough. So with that authenticity known, I claim for the beautiful people on this planet that are going through, recovering from massive earthquakes and fires and wars, that their healing is at hand. It's happening right now as I speak. They're digging out of the rubble. The firefighters are doing their thing in the Carolinas. Everything is in divine guidance for the recovery, for the safety of this planet, for every habitant. And for those that have shuffled off this mortal coil, I know too that they're now seeing things in a different way, in an expanded way, loving their family and friends in a big, bolder way. I know that our loved ones that have passed recently are right here in this room with us right now, bestowing their love on their family, on their friends, on this community. I also claim and know for us this courage and bravery to step into our authenticity, which means sometimes admitting when we're being judgmental of ourselves or others. It comes with an ease and grace like never before. It happens automatically. You don't have to, and I don't have to stew in anything for any length of time. I get to just step into the truth of who I am, who we are as a community. Who we are as a community, rising above that human drama that happens. That human thing that wants to find out who is to blame. We let that go. It's done. It's gone. We're here and meant to be in the way that we are here today. We are all aligned for our good, for our community's good, as we say our names and names of anyone that you're wanting prayer for in this moment. You can say it quietly or say it out loud. So all of those names and yourself are entered into this prayer time, have entered into this beautiful vortex of love. And the answer is always yes, for which I'm grateful for the way prayer works in our life. Sometimes it's subtle and sometimes it's remarkable how quickly the prayers are answered, but they're always answered. So for this and so much more, with gratitude, with humility, with love, with divine guidance, we let it go into the law, knowing all is done, all is well, all is good, and all is God. And say with me, and so it is. Amen. Ashe.